Thank you, Minister, and thank you for the opportunity to share the many reasons why we believe Ireland and Dublin is the right location for AMLA. In collaboration and partnership between government and industry, both financial and technology, we have developed a globally interconnected European financial centre over the last 4 decades, with Dublin at its heart. At the European table, we have played a leadership role in ensuring that the European financial system has developed, and here I reference simply financial regulation like UCITS and AIFMD as examples of Europe's global products and leadership role. There are over 100,000 people directly employed in regulated financial services in Ireland, and that does not include the many thousands more that work in technology, compliance and professional services firms that support our vibrant financial ecosystem. A unique feature of Ireland as a financial centre is that it is independent. We are not reliant on a cohort of large domestically focused firms, instead having a diverse mix of international financial firms from around the EU and around the world. We are not in the shadow of a national industry. Ireland is the product of the success of the single market, of passporting, and the high standards that Europe is setting globally in finance and in other sectors. Absolutely central to that success is our capacity and our history of welcoming the staff and families of the organisations that come to Ireland and come to Dublin to build out the innovative products and services of the future. Over 18.5% of our workforce come from abroad. 18.5%, that is twice the euro area average. And it is really powerful testimony to the capacity of our transport, of our education, of our welfare systems to welcome and integrate international families into the very inclusive and very welcoming Irish community. Dublin and Ireland are home to many thousands of people from member states already who take advantage of the freedom to move and work across the EU. Our vibrant economy is creating a wealth of opportunities which the families of the staff of AMLA, their partners and their children will rightly be able to benefit from. We have the right balance and combination of conditions that meet the needs for AMLA as an important EU institution and the people that will help make it a success. That is the line of logic that runs through our application and the foundation of our application to host the seat of AMLA. We have the credentials at home and the credibility overseas that provide a platform to make AMLA a success for all member states from Dublin. And I would like to emphasise that we have the full support of all for this application, from political parties. This is a whole of government and a whole of political system effort, from industry, from academia. Everybody involved in compliance in Ireland is behind this project and behind the application, welcoming our AMLA with open arms. I would hand back to the Minister for Finance for closing remarks. Thank you. And in response to the question about attracting staff in the non-financial sector, I believe from our Austrian colleagues and also in relation to training from our Greek colleagues, Ireland is a hub not just to the financial sector, but of course to a very significant technology sector. And of course, that is going to be a major driver of what we need to find. We're finding that AML is coming through fintech, that our reports are coming through fintech. 70% of reports came through that space last year. The technology is absolutely crucial, and Ireland is home to 16 of the top 20 global technology companies. Indeed, we were able to report over 17,000 intelligence reports to other EU countries because of our space as a fintech and a technology and cybersecurity centre already through our financial intelligence unit last year. In terms of training, we have a suite of compliance courses ranging from short-term micro-credential courses right up to masters, not just in AML and KYC, but right across forensic technology. Indeed, Ireland, and one of the universities in Ireland, is the international training centre on the law enforcement side. And sometimes we're not placing enough emphasis on that side of the importance of this as well. So we have a history of attracting staff to Ireland, of attracting talented staff in a range of different industries to Ireland. We have built out our workforce since the early 90s from 1 million people up to 2.7 million people. We have done that through attracting talent. We have done that through integrating people into Ireland, into the workforce in Ireland at every level and across every industry. So we have every confidence of being able to attract talent to work in Ireland, not just in the financial sector, not just in the technology sector, but indeed of all of the other relevant sectors that are going to be important for targeting anti-money laundering activities or money laundering activities across the board in the economy. We have very strong experience in guarding against terrorist financing and money laundering. For over 50 years, we've dealt with that domestically. We have an asset recovery and an asset seizure body, the Criminal Assets Bureau, that is a global leader. People come to us to train, to develop a similar model about all of the agencies being together to have real impact for victims to recover assets. And that is a very successful entity, and I can develop that further perhaps if the opportunity arises. And thank you for the question. In addition to the point made about the money stopped, the Russian money stopped, let me just say on the law enforcement side, we also have a terrorism financing unit which is very effective at targeting international terrorism. We've had over 140 charges just from that unit in this last short period. We're also very, very involved in Operation Jackal, which is a European-wide project involving now more than 25 countries, where we've managed to target the Black Axe Group, where we had 70 million euros routed through Ireland. We've had over 1,000 people stopped through that, hundreds of criminal prosecutions as a consequence of that. And all of these activities are linked, all of these criminal activities are linked, and we just want to talk about the effectiveness of our law enforcement side as well as the supervisory organisations. I might say just in the Schengen question and the experience is that we have already many, many years of EU member states of their citizens working in Ireland for many years. We have a very significant Italian insurance business, Spanish insurance companies, and in all of the experience that we have and speaking internationally to organisations who want to come and work in Ireland, that has never come up as a practical difficulty, as a practical problem, and our experience has been building this workforce from internationally and from EU member states for a very considerable period. We have twice the euro area average of an international workforce at 18.5%, and this hasn't been a difficulty. We do have a very highly skilled labour force in Ireland. There is an opportunity for the families to work in a whole range of different industries. I note your points about the correction coefficient, but the opportunity is that there are so many different industries in which the families of AMLA staff can work in very high value jobs with very significant opportunities. I might pass on to the... Dublin is already a home to financial regulation and the centre of tech, and because of that we have many of the leaders of AML and compliance based in Ireland, both on a tech and a financial side. And the importance of that cannot be overstated, because while we speak about AMLA today and the location for AMLA, the activities behind AMLA, human trafficking, prostitution, selling drugs and terrorist financing continue as we continue to make our assessment. The social impact of getting the regulation correct, but also getting the place where this is likely to have the best culture and the best compliance is absolutely essential. We believe Dublin is that because of its experience, because of its reputation, because of the skills base, and because of our total social commitment to making sure that this AMLA works and works from Dublin. And we thank you for the opportunity to describe our candidacy today to all of you.
Thank you, Mr. McGrath, and we thank you, Mrs. Carol McNeil, and all the members of the team representing the Dublin case for the hearing that we have been sustaining all day long and yet to come. But I'm passing the floor to the Council to conclude.
Let me also thank the delegation of Ireland for today's intervention. And now we will close this session and have a technical break to prepare the next hearing. We will resume our work at 5 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you all. At 5 p.m.